Hey kiddo. So today, sorry, I haven't made a video in a couple weeks. It's been kind of wild, Christmas and all that stuff. So yeah, sorry about that. Um, anyway, so for today, your father's story, we're gonna go with what was your favorite TV show, song, and movie? So that's a great question. Actually, I had a kind of a good time thinking about that today over the past half hour or so. So this is in chapter two, when I was young, and so I started writing down all my stuff from when I was a grade schooler, a middle schooler, a high schooler, but I think this is probably like when I was a grade schooler. So I was trying to think a little bit more specifically. So I'll start with TV shows. So when I was in grade school, so I just remember being a little guy, my favorite shows were definitely, I loved the cartoons, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, He-Man. Yeah, those were my two favorite cartoons, probably. And then I definitely remember Mr. Rogers. He was awesome. Thought he was like the coolest guy ever. And his train, that was so fun to watch. I remember being fascinated with that, and he was just such a good guy, so it made it I don't know, I love that show. Probably everybody did too. And then Sesame Street, that was another one, but we didn't have TV. So when I'd watch these shows, it was probably at Grandma Pat's, more than likely, or maybe at a friend's house. I remember going over to the Andersons specifically and watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That was all of our favorite one for sure. And then He-Man was at Grandma Pat's, and probably Mr. Rogers and Sesame Street. Yeah, definitely those ones. So yeah, so moving on. Yeah, great memories though. I remember watching those shows and laughing, having a good time, and just being fascinated. Songs, favorite songs. So I remember, I don't think, I don't remember too much music in the house when I was a little guy with Tutu and Papa. So mostly it was like from the shows or maybe movies I watched. Um, but from music class, definitely brought up a couple that were pretty specific. I remember because in grade school we all had music class, so you had to sing songs as a group, and I was hyper embarrassed to sing. I was actually in speech class, but that's a whole nother story that I won't go into on this. But I remember really liking the song Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Because the whole, what are you barking at, Ace? The whole hallways would be lined with kids. And then I think it was kind of organized, like if you were in first grade, you'd be learning this song, and if you were in second grade, you'd be learning this song. And I want to say it was like Christmas themed. So like in one hallway, this is in Harrison Elementary, which you went to, so you'll remember. They'd lined down different sections of the hallway with, first graders or second graders or whatever song you were learning. And then we'd go by grade and sing the whole thing like to each other. It was actually really cool. And I just remember Feliz Navidad was my favorite song that we sang as a group. And then the other one was, I swear that we sung this in music class, but I do remember the song because I just played it and it brought back memories of listening to it for the first time, which was really cool. It was this song called Fire and Rain by James Taylor. And I remember that the teacher gave us, and we had like a thing to read. And I remember there was a lot of lyrics. I just, I'm like being able to read them, but there's like so many words, it was hard to put it all together. But I remember getting it and then because the music teacher, her name was Miss Compton then, or what, was it Miss Compton or Miss Newton? Shoot, no, I think it was Miss Newton, sorry. Oh, I can't remember because I think she got married, so she had both names. I want to say it was Compton, though, when she was, doesn't matter. Anyways, she would play the song so we could all hear it first, and then we would, start singing the lyrics. But I remember really liking the lyrics, and I really liked the song. I don't remember how good I was at singing the song per se, but I do remember really liking that song. It's actually a great song. I just listened to it again. Okay. Favorite movie? That one is, I had a lot of favorite movies because, like I said, Tutu and Papa didn't have TV, so I watched a ton of movies. But I think the one that always, maybe it had the biggest impact on me. I remember watching it at least a couple times. Yeah, God, I watched so many movies. The one specifically from that age group, I would have to say is NeverEnding Story. That was an awesome movie. I just remember I was just so fascinated with it because, I mean, it's a fantasy story, but obviously the dog that flies, was pretty mind blowing, as a child. And obviously it being so massive, flying dog. But then, the book, and then they go into I think there's some kind of an emblem, and, the princess, and just this really cool, amazing story. And I remember thinking the story was so cool. There was so much to it, if I remember right, adventure and romance and mystery and all the things that make a story a good story. They did a really good job. For me, I was just absolutely, my eyes wouldn't move from it. It was an excellent story, and I kind of want to watch it again. Thinking about these shows and songs, yeah, it definitely makes me want to revisit, especially after the James Taylor Fire and Rain song. I think you'll like that, actually. I never played that for you, which I'm kind of ashamed of. So yeah, I'll talk about maybe my other favorite songs and shows and movies when I'm in middle school. Maybe that'll be the next one. So anyways, just wanted to get a video for you. I know it's been a couple weeks, and yeah, I thought you'd enjoy those. And yeah, you should check those out too, because I remember all that stuff, and I remember really liking it. So that was kind of a fun trip down memory lane. So anyhow, thanks again, kiddo. Love you. It's been I'm really glad that you got me this book, because it does, make me revisit and think about these times and moments and things in my life that I really enjoyed, and help, play a part into the person that I am today. So anyways, love you, kiddo. Have a great day, night, weekend, whatever it is. Love you. Bye, kiddo.